catch you off guard? Because sometimes people think that these things are pre-planned and you're in on it.
So it completely caught me off guard. I hated the way they edited that scene because, first of all, you can't walk up to me and my husband and say anything without me being like, what? What are you talking about?
If you've been keeping up with all the twists and turns of the love and hip-hop world, then you already know things just took a shocking turn. What started as a normal filming season exploded into chaos with the release of a DNA test, an alleged physical fight, and a love triangle that's gotten completely out of hand. Let's start with the biggest shock. A DNA test reportedly confirmed that Mendeecees Harris is the biological father of Erica Mena's youngest child. Yes, you read that right. This huge revelation caused an intense reaction, especially from Mendeecees' wife, Yandy Smith, who is said to be completely blindsided. But what really happened? And how did it all spiral into backstage drama, screaming matches, and accusations flying all over social media? Let's break it all down.
She was, because a couple weeks prior to that, I sat at a bachelorette party. She was there and she wanted to drop some tea. And I was like, listen, I don't want to hear no tea about my friends. I said, if you want to talk about somebody's husband, let me get her on the phone and you could talk to my friend about her husband. But I'm not going to be the bone carrier waiting to tell her, you know, in my next scene. I'm not doing any of that. Don't talk to me about none of my friends.
You know how rumors in the reality TV world spread fast? Well, this one spread like wildfire. A popular blog that often spills celebrity gossip posted what they claimed was a copy of an actual DNA test. That alone would have been enough to get people talking, but this story only got deeper from there. People were immediately asking, how do we know this is real? According to insiders, the show's producers didn't just rely on rumors. They reportedly had behind-the-scenes footage of Mendeecees slipping away from set to meet up with Erica multiple times in private. That kind of evidence is hard to ignore. And if that wasn't enough, a voicemail surfaced. In the recording, the voice believed to be Mendeecees said, "I can't let Yandy find out like this, not like this." It wasn't just a regular phone call. It sounded like something out of a soap opera. Viewers who heard it couldn't believe how raw and emotional it sounded.
It's like, I'm not here for the drama, right? Don't talk about my friend. If you want to, introduce yourself, what's up, hey girl, whatever. But don't come to me like, well, I got tea about her husband. I don't want to hear none of that.
Then Erica Mena added more fuel to the fire. She said she didn't leak the DNA results to the media or blogs. According to her, she gave the report to production days before things blew up. She claimed that Mendeecees already knew about the baby and even mentioned how much the child looked like him. He had even allegedly said he couldn't sleep until he knew the truth. But once he got the confirmation, he reportedly went silent. Erica insisted that Mendeecees wasn't caught off guard at all. He had known the truth and just didn't want to admit it publicly. She even said he was the one who ordered the test and voluntarily provided his sample. When the results came in, she claimed he cried. It wasn't just an accident, it was something he chose to find out for himself. A longtime friend of Mendeecees, a guy named Drew, also went live on Instagram and confirmed a lot of what Erica said. Drew admitted that Mendeecees had suspected the child was his before the test results were even back, but he kept quiet because he was scared of losing Yandy.
You piece of trash! You monkey in the car!
That one statement changed everything. When your own friend confirms that you were hiding something this serious, it shows that this wasn't just a misunderstanding, it was a secret that had been kept under wraps for a while. Let's talk about Yandy's reaction. When the DNA results first hit the internet, she may have brushed it off at first, thinking it was fake news. But things quickly became very real. When the producers sat her down and showed her the private footage of Mendeecees sneaking away to see Erica, everything changed. Witnesses said she sat there in silence, watching the screen, her lips pressed together and her eyes wide with disbelief. The footage was undeniable, and it hit her like a punch to the gut. What happened next shocked everyone on set. Yandy reportedly walked straight to Erica's dressing room. No knocking, no warning, she stormed in. One assistant outside the door claimed that Yandy's voice was calm, but there was ice in her tone.
What's up? And then it was very, oh yeah, Mendeecees, you know me. And I'm like,
yeah, because the way they said it was very...
It was real, like,
yeah.
And I said, well, what's up? I'm looking at him, looking at like, okay, he knows you from where? What happened? And she's like, oh, because you be at my bar. So now I'm like, we both be at bars, but what's up? What's wrong with him being at a bar? And I'm waiting for, and see, the thing is with new people that come on our show, they always look for that aha moment so they could be a cast member. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this gonna be her aha moment.
Because you know I be behind the scenes too. I know what's happening.
I'm like, she about to say something crazy, and all I'm telling myself is, Yandy, no matter what she say, you gonna deal with this at home, but if she get disrespectful.
She allegedly said to Erica, "You really couldn't wait." Erica, with a smirk, replied, "You had years to ask questions. I just gave you answers." That one sentence set everything off. Multiple people on set claimed that Yandy lunged at Erica, grabbing her by the hair. It turned into a full-blown fight. Makeup flew, screams echoed, and chaos erupted. Security had to rush in and pull them apart. This wasn't some light drama, it was raw emotion. Yandy was crying and shouting, "You ruined everything. You ruined my family." That wasn't just anger, it was heartbreak. She was dealing with the pain of betrayal, embarrassment, and public exposure all at once. When security finally managed to separate them, Erica's wig was hanging halfway off. Yandy's shirt was ripped, and both women were breathing heavily. One crew member said they had never seen Yandy lose control like that, which speaks volumes. This wasn't part of the script. This was real. As Yandy was being escorted away, Erica reportedly shouted, "You should be mad at him, not me," and the whole cast heard it. One producer immediately ordered the footage of the fight to be locked up. That move alone tells you how serious things got. This wasn't just another dramatic moment for the cameras. It was something that could have legal consequences if it ever aired. Not long after the backstage drama, Erica Mena took to Instagram Live to share her side. It's what a lot of reality stars do when things get messy. They go live to set the record straight. She started off saying, "I didn't ask for all this drama," but quickly followed it up with, "I did ask for the truth." That hit hard. It sounded like she had been waiting a long time to know for sure who her child's father was. Her comment section was split. Some people supported her and praised her for standing up for herself, while others accused her of trying to break up a family. One follower wrote, "Erica's always messy, but let's not act like Mendeecees didn't play both sides." Another added, "I feel sorry for Yandy. That kind of pain is different." But the big question everyone had was, where was Mendeecees in all of this? For days, he stayed silent, not posting anything or making any statements. His silence only made things worse. Fans started turning on him, accusing him of avoiding responsibility while two women fought it out publicly. Eventually, Mendeecees showed up in an on-camera interview. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for. He finally spoke, and he admitted that he had lied. He said he was afraid of losing Yandy and the life they had built together. Hearing him admit that was powerful. It didn't excuse his actions, but it helped explain them. He also apologized not just to Yandy, which was expected, but directly to Erica too. That was important. It showed that he knew both women were hurt by his choices. After Mendeecees made his confession, everyone turned to Yandy. How would she respond? Could she forgive him? Was their relationship over? Yandy eventually posted her own message online, and it was incredibly raw and emotional. She didn't sugarcoat anything. She admitted that hearing the truth hurt more than she could describe. She talked about how hard it was to find out something this big, not from her husband, but through a very public scandal. What made her message so powerful was that she didn't pretend to be okay. She acknowledged her pain, but also said that finally knowing the truth brought her some clarity. For months, maybe years, she had dealt with rumors, whispers, and uncertainty. Now, even though the truth was painful, it was still something she could hold on to. But she also made it clear that one apology wasn't going to fix everything. Trust had been broken, and rebuilding it would take more than just words. She wasn't saying the relationship was over, but she wasn't saying it was fine either. She was still deciding, still processing, still trying to figure out what came next. Just when everyone thought the story was wrapping up, something completely unexpected happened. Yandy and Erica, who had just been in a physical altercation, suddenly started following each other again on Instagram. It wasn't a big public announcement or some staged photo op. There were no long captions or interviews. It was a quiet move that fans immediately noticed. And even though it was just a simple follow, it spoke volumes. Maybe the two women talked privately. Maybe they agreed to let things go for the sake of their children, or just for their own peace of mind. Whatever the reason, it was clear that something had changed between them. It didn't mean they were best friends, but it might mean they had found some kind of understanding. This story had everything: secrets, betrayal, confrontation, and a whole lot of emotion. But at the heart of it was a group of real people dealing with very real situations. Do you think Yandy and Mendeecees can rebuild their relationship after all this? And what about Erica? Was she just speaking her truth or stirring up more trouble? And that Instagram follow, what does it really mean? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're into celebrity gossip, drama, and behind-the-scenes reality TV secrets, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.